So here we are back in St Ives, this time in July. The last time we visited it was in April, so we're very keen to see the difference of St Ives in the summer months. So we were keen to try out some more hikes and found that it was a great train along the southwest path. We also tried out new activities like paddleboarding. We obviously did some more swimming in the sea, which was significantly warmer than when we were swimming in April last year. We also tried out quite a few restaurants, which we'll tell you about. And as you know, we always travel with Teddy when we're in the UK, and actually we found it quite a challenge finding a beach that he could go on in St Ives, and we'll tell you more about that. But the main reason for going down to St Ives at this time of the year was for Andy to learn how to kite surf. So watch the video and find out how he gets on. I hope you enjoy. Morning. Well, we are back in St Ives and we're here because Andy didn't do one of the things he wanted to do last year was to kite surf. So we've booked some lessons. Unfortunately, it's very dependent on the wind, so certainly no kite surfing today and tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. So we're going to do some more exploring. So although we've already visited St Ives before, we still wanted to go and explore the heart of St Ives, from its quaint shops, cobbled streets, stunning seaside views. It's just wonderful to wander through the town. Do you know where it is? And it's just as beautiful and atmospheric at night. And if you want something a bit more quiet, then head off down to the beach and sit and just watch the sea. Today we wanted to go on a hike to find a dog-friendly beach, because the majority of beaches in St Ives you can't go on between 10 and 6. So we were doing a 50-minute hike from St Ives to Lelant. So we passed by Porthminster Beach and then on to Carbis Bay. No dogs on this one either.
No, I don't think so.
Pity there's not a train. And no dogs allowed on Carbis Bay. Very beautiful though, isn't it? The beach that you can see in front of us is Porthkidney Beach, and yes, was dog friendly. As long as we're on the left hand side of the beach. Try this way, Teddy. Sitting down on the dog-friendly beach, which has no facilities, and we haven't probably brought enough water, and now it is starting to rain. You can see it coming in over the sea.
It's Julie sitting on the beach while I take a long walk to the sea. Right, here we are. Julie's way back over there. First plunge of this St Ives trip. That is a bit colder than Spain.
Well, an empty beach. Stopped raining. And from Porthkidney Sands it was a 10-minute walk into Lelant. And then we fancied a drink, and we found this wonderful little place, a heritage site where they were serving cream teas.
Just going to have jam and scone in this heritage church.
We then caught the train from Lillant station, which you had to flag down. It was £2.10 and a 9-minute journey back to St Ives. The majority of beaches in St Ives in the month of July are not dog friendly. However, before 10 o'clock and after 6 p.m, dogs can go on the beach. So here we are on the harbour beach before 10 o'clock, and then here we're on the Porthmeor beach after 6 p.m. And the one dog-friendly beach in the town is the Bamaluz beach, where dogs are allowed all year round. If you follow our channel, you'll realise we love open water swimming. So here we are on one of our early morning swims.
So you can put their stuff. You ready for it then?
Yeah, I'm ready. Here we go. Told you about yesterday.
That's still cold.
No, it's not as cold as when we were here last May.
April. Hello. Wakes you up in the morning. People have asked what's it like open water swimming. I mean, it's cold even in July, but it's exhilarating. It does feel at some points that your hands and feet go a bit numb, but your core doesn't ever get really cold. And when you get out, you get a huge run of endorphins and feel-good factor.
Have a go, that's what I'd say. But if it's your first time, then make sure you go with a friend or there's a lifeguard. So today we were going paddleboarding to Porthminster Beach, so we couldn't take Teddy because dogs aren't allowed.
Very busy today, so we are going to go and see if we can hire a paddleboard.
It was £18 each to hire a paddleboard. You could only go to the yellow buoys. We hired through the St Ives surf school, and we had to wear these glorious yellow tops so they could see us while we were paddleboarding. There's so many fantastic places to eat and drink in St Ives. So here's 1 or 2 places that we tried and liked. If you're looking for a good pub, we'd recommend the Sloop Inn, which is on the harbour. There's a pizza van, although the pizzas are probably more expensive than you'd get in a restaurant. St Eia is a small restaurant cum bar, and it's lovely just to stop for a drink. It's near Porthmeor Beach.
This is where we're eating out tonight, Sauce Kitchen.
The Sauce Kitchen is slightly different because it's all about sharing platters. So you have around about 5 sharing platters, but it was brilliant.
This is what we're having for pudding, and apparently
It's burnt.
What is it?
It's burnt pistachio cheesecake.
So it's been recommended, and
The Hub St Ives is a lovely little restaurant, and if you sit upstairs, there's fantastic views over the harbour.
I've gone for the avocado, poached eggs, and toast. And Andy's gone for a full English.
And if you're looking for something to have on the go, then try Moore's again on the harbour.
Freshly made crepes, got pasties, cakes, all homemade. They're making sandwiches in front of you. That was incredible. And we have got a little coffee here.
And on our final day we had breakfast in the balcony, and I'll show you upstairs.
Look at the views over there.
So at last there was a weather window and Andy could kite surf. So we had to go to Marazione, about half an hour away from St Ives, and we were to meet the instructors on this beach. It was a one-to-one lesson, £180 with Ocean High.
Then we'll obviously get out the sort of trainer kites and we'll teach the basics of how to fly the kite, where you can fly the kite in terms of the wind window. So you're sailing boat now, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the lesson started.
So I thought while Andy was having his lesson, I would explore St Michael's Mount. St Michael's Mount is a small tidal island located in Mounts Bay, Cornwall. It's one of the most iconic and picturesque landmarks in the UK. Unfortunately, due to the weather conditions, there were no boats that day. So I thought I would see how far I could get along the causeway and have an explore around Marazione. It was a strange feeling, almost walking in the sea. Then walked up into the town itself to see what I could see. But other than a beautiful statue and a very nice deli, there wasn't a lot to see. Meanwhile, back to Andy.
If you've been following this channel, you'll know that I'm a keen sailor and have always wanted to have a go at kite surfing. In my first kite surfing lesson, we started with the basics, how to set up the kite, understand the wind and stay safe. Here on land, I'm using a small trainer kite to learn steering and control. Once I felt comfortable, we moved into the water with a larger kite. There I practiced body dragging, which is using the kite to pull me through the water. It's all about control and safety before you ever touch the board. The kite board is not attached to you, so if you fall in and need to recover the board, this technique is what you would use. Despite the weather letting us down for any further lessons, I have to say this small taster have left me keen for more.
Well, it looked as though he did very well, so we'll find out when he gets back to the car. I've just had to come in here and hide because it's really started to rain now. We're at the end of our 4 days.
Yeah, Sunday morning we're just down having breakfast. We've got a full English, Julie's got eggs Benedict. I was just thinking about the difference really. So we were here in May 2024 when it was very quiet obviously, and we're back in July expecting it to be really busy, and it's obviously busier than it was in May last year, but not busy in terms of horrible
No,
busy
not at all, not at all, not at all.
And we came down ostensibly for me to do kite surfing, and unfortunately the weather hasn't been our friend, so I did one day yesterday where I got as far as being dragged along by the kite in the water, but never got as far as getting on the board. Unfortunately, today's lesson has been cancelled. Interesting. We've been told that it's very, very stormy and windy and dangerous to do today, but we have looked at the weather apps. This is obviously St Ives, not where I've been kite surfing, but also on a webcam, and all looks pretty benign to me, so we've got to give them the benefit of the doubt that it is about the weather and not about manpower or some other excuse. But anyway, disappointing, but it is what it is. So we've had a good time though, had some nice walks. It's been quite challenging to find a beach where we could take Teddy other than before 10 o'clock in the morning or after 6 o'clock at night, but we've managed it. We found a beach that in St Ives that is dog friendly, so that's worked. What else has been difficult?
So I think we've had to book a table when we've been eating, but that's okay as long as you're booking ahead. But other than that, we've had a lovely time. We did paddleboarding and eat. We didn't have to book now. We just rocked up and we could paddleboard. The weather we've had good weather, and it didn't look as though it was going to be good, but We've been able to swim every morning, which is great. So yeah, we've had a great time.
Had a brilliant time. Sorry, I'm
Ready to eat.
ready
Yes.
to eat.
I shall show you what we're eating. Andy's got full English and I've got eggs Benedict.
And there we are, 4 days later, we were ready to go. Another great few days in St Ives. We would highly recommend.